After a 3-1 loss in the Champions League final to PSG, Bayern Munich legend Thomas Müller has come knocking on my door, telling me that his time at Bayern Munich is up and he feels like he needs a new challenge elsewhere. And with 20-year-old German Florian Wirtz, the first man on my shortlist to replace him, he's greeted by much media fanfare. The young man can play in central attacking midfield and central midfield as well. We've taken him from our biggest German rivals in Dortmund in a swap deal worth £65.1 million, plus the departing Thomas Müller. Now, last season, Upamecano decided to hand in a transfer request after getting an apparent lack of game time. However, to my surprise, he then decided to go ahead and reject pretty much all the big teams that came in for him. However, at the start of this season, that is all set to change, having received a mammoth £73 million offer from Manchester City. It means we say goodbye to the young Frenchman, as he will get the opportunity to taste Premier League football for the first time in his career. And with him gone, it means we've been left with £86 million in the budget to replace him. And sticking to the theme of what Bayern Munich seem to do in real life, and that is poaching the best young German talent from their Bundesliga rivals Borussia Dortmund, we have snapped up young German towering centre-back Nico Schlotterbeck from Dortmund for £47.7 million. There's been rumblings in real life about young Dutch midfielder Ryan Gravenberch wanting to submit a transfer request and leave Bayern Munich. However, with him only being 21 years of age and 82 rated and showing great potential, I am reluctant to do so. We'll give him another 6 months until January, see how he gets on, and then see whether or not we need to stick him on the transfer list. One player we have immediately stuck on the transfer list is Marcel Sabitzer, hot off the heels of his loan move to Manchester United. And having received a really good offer from their Premier League rivals Arsenal, we will be saying goodbye to the 29-year-old Austrian, as he's another one who departs to the Premier League, this time for £23.4 million. At the start of this career mode, we made a pretty bold decision to get rid of the Bayern Munich and German goalkeeping legend that is Manuel Neuer, and at 37 years of age, still at 88 rated, that is pretty impressive. Not as impressive though as the performances of this man Jan Sommer, the man who stepped up to replace him, and my word, did he do an incredible job in cementing himself as our number one goalkeeper. So much so that I have decided to make a bold change, and that is to change the back of his number from 27 all the way up to, that's right, number 1, and he will be replacing Alexander Neubel, the young German, as our number 1 goalkeeper for the foreseeable future. However, with the young German now returning permanently from his loan spell last season, he will be staying at the club this year, and he will be starting his fight for that number 1 jersey yet again, with of course this man Jan Sommer. Now, with all of those purchases and departures, it has still left us with £62 million left to spend. However, looking at the squad, I really don't know where we can actually upgrade. The starting 11 is absolutely sensational, and the bench is better than it has ever looked. Surely now there can be no excuses for not winning the Champions League this season. And of course that ties in with the board's objectives, as of course they want me to win the Champions League, and they want me to do the treble, winning the DFB Pokal, and of course winning the Bundesliga yet again. However, after not winning the Champions League last season, you can see my manager popularity rating is now down to 60. So the burning question this season has to be, can we go and win the treble, or will I be booted out of a job before I even get the chance? But we have started out on the right foot, as goals from Kimmich and Goretzka seal our first trophy of the season as we beat Leipzig 2-1 in the German Super Cup. The time for talking is over though, as we are about to embark on our second season here in this career mode. It's the opening game of the season, away from home in the Bundesliga against Freiburg. Due to fatigue and suspension, there are a few changes to my usual starting 11 as we begin our defence of our Bundesliga title. Jan Sommer, of course, keeps his place in goal. Skriniar and Schlotterbeck to make his debut at the back, with Lucas Hernandez being the third central defender. Kimmich, Gnabry, Ryan Gravenberch makes a start in central midfield, with Alphonso Davies and Jamal Musiala making up the rest of the midfield. And youngster Matthias Tell comes in up front in place of the suspended Christopher Nkunku. He's, of course, partnered by Sadio Mane. Serge Gnabry picks it up on the left-hand side into Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane going to try and bring the ball forward. No options ahead of him, so has to go all the way out to the left-hand side. Can he try and get a ball back into Alphonso Davies? Yes, he does. Gravenberch picks it up. He strikes from distance, and it goes way wide. Jimenez is in acres of space here as Hernandez completely switches off. Absolutely no one putting a challenge in apart from Nico Schlotterbeck, with a tremendous way to introduce yourself to the Bayern Munich faithful. Jamal Musiala fires a ball into Tell, and he's got the pace to continue his run and drive into the box. Can he get an opening goal here off the bar? Gravenberch over the top into Alphonso Davies. He takes it down really nicely and finds the on-rushing Jamal Musiala. Sadio Mane, surely he does make it 1-0 with a beautiful finish. Beautiful build-up play, Jamal Musiala with the assist, and Sadio Mane, when he's given that much much time and space to find and pick his mark. He does just that. Absolutely leathered it past the goalkeeper, in between the goalkeeper and the defender, into the top right-hand corner. And we say thank you very much. 1-0. Kimmich with a corner. 52 minutes played here as we look to try and add a second to try and put this game to bed. Tell will pick up the loose ball on the edge of the box. Finds Kimmich again. Throws it back in, looking for Sadio Mane. Can't find him. Tell will pick it up yet again. It's Ryan Gravenberch, the two young men trying to make a name for themselves in a Bayern Munich shirt. Great ball back across, looking for Sadio Mane, and again, we just can't find him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a surprise man plying his trade in the Bundesliga, and he gets it back on the left-hand side. Has he got the pace to try and get past Nico Schlotterbeck? No, he doesn't, but he goes back in the middle into Raul. Hernandez there with another big 2 challenges, and now we can try and strike a counter-attack. Tell picks it up well. Can he try and dink a ball over? He can. Into the path of Musiala. Has he stayed on side? Goes into the box, strikes with his left, and that is absolutely beautiful. Well, Jamal Musiala picking up from where he left off at the back end of last season, but that was all about the lovely dinked pass from the debutant Tell, just over the top of the defence to Jamal Musiala. Absolutely delighted. It is 2-0. Duan trying to stretch his legs, and he manages to go past Hernandez. Brilliant stuff from the young man. Into Calvert-Lewin. Big save again from Jan Sommer. Griffo will take the corner. Freiburg trying to bounce back as quickly as they possibly can. It's back out to Griffo. Can he get a second chance? Yes, he can. Lovely footwork. Oh, great strike. Is beaten away, though. Keane, another former Everton man, will pick up the ball. Into Hayen. Into Eggestein. Another fantastic save from Jan Sommer. But Freiburg could do no more as the referee blew the whistle for full time, and in the end, in our first game back in the Bundesliga, it was a pretty comprehensive victory, as at full time it finishes 2-0 Bayern Munich. And so 1 game in, 3 points on the board, top of the table, and that is where we want to stay. And after going undefeated in our first 10 games, winning 9 of them, drawing only 1, and building up a 9-point gap already to second place Leipzig, it does look like we are going to be staying here for the foreseeable future. On top of that, things look like they're going swimmingly in the Champions League. First place in a group that contains Atalanta, Real Betis and Lech Poznan. However, just when I thought everything was going according to plan, we are hit with some terrible news. As you can see, our star midfielder Leon Goretzka has torn his calf muscle. He is out for just under 2 months. And with backup central midfielder Marcel Sabitzer now plying his trade in the Premier League with Arsenal, it could well leave us seriously light in the heart of our midfield. However, this is the perfect opportunity for this man, Ryan Gravenberch, to step up and perhaps cement his place as a key member of our team. And there's no better place to do it than in front of our own fans in the Champions League against our biggest rivals, Atalanta, as we look to put ourselves in a commanding position in this group. Serge Gnabry finds Musiala, who finds Christopher Nkunku, who almost found a gap in the heart of the Atalanta defence. Couldn't quite do it though, but they will try and strike a counter-attack, but it's that man Ryan Gravenberch in place to try and put a halt to it. He cannot put a full stop to it though, and they continue. They go forward here. Palisic all the way out wide to Lookman on the right-hand side, weaving, trying to get away. Can't get away from Alphonso Davies, but eventually they do manage to work the ball into the box, and it's a great strike, and Jan Sommer is there at our rescue yet again. Into Joe Linton, the former Newcastle man, trying to skip away from the challenge of Gravenberch. Lookman, wonderful save again from Jan Sommer. Joe Linton being chased down by Alphonso Davies, but manages to just muscle his way away from him. It's Gossens. Lovely challenge by Skriniar, and now we can launch a counter-attack. It's Nkunku. Can he find a ball into Sadio Mane? It's a beautiful ball. Sadio Mane takes a touch round the defender and smashes it into the top left-hand corner. Well, he celebrates wildly, and rightly so. That was sensational. A beautiful ball from Nkunku, but it was Mane who did all the hard work. Twisting, turning, weaving away from the defenders, and left the goalkeeper no chance whatsoever with a wicked strike. He celebrates 1-0. Gravenberch into Sadio Mane. A beautiful ball to Sadio Mane, and the goalkeeper with an acrobatic save. Kimmich with the resulting corner, whips a good ball in, looks for the head of Serge Gnabry, can't find him. Christopher Nkunku will pick up the loose ball, and he will continue his run down the left-hand side. Whips a good ball in, again looking for Sadio Mane. Again, cannot find him. Asalic has it now, out to Lookman on the right-hand side. Jan Sommer with a brilliant save. Oh, they put it back across when their goal was empty. Tadini out to Gossens on the left-hand side. Finds Lookman, who's picked up an advanced position in the centre. What a save yet again from Jan Sommer. Gnabry into the substitute Florian Wirtz, who takes it really nicely, gets around the defender, whips a good ball ball in. Finds the head of the defender though. Joelinton into Pasalic. Lovely pass into Højlund. Højlund's got a man in the centre. We have to block the pass. We do. But in the process, we give away a penalty. And from absolutely nothing, Atalanta now have the opportunity with just 10 minutes remaining to get back into this game. It's going to be Romarinho to step up. Jan Sommer yet again with a mammoth save. Atalanta still have it though. It's Joelinton on the edge of the box. Lovely footwork. We don't want to give it away. We've just gone and given it away after a beautiful penalty save from Jan Sommer. Joelinton, the former Newcastle man, makes a mockery of my defence. Well, we thought the hard work was done, but clearly it was not. Look at the fancy footwork. That is beautiful, to be fair, from Joelinton. Sold Nico Slotterbeck for a dummy. And absolutely, just beautifully passed it into the back of the net. Gave Jan Sommer no chance. Atalanta are level. Kimmich to bring it forward. We've got literally stoppage time to try and see if we can bounce back here and get the win. It's a beautiful ball, but Sadio Mane is just straight offside as the referee blows the whistle for full time. The Bayern Munich players shaking their heads in disbelief. They cannot believe that we have thrown this game away. Neither can the fans, but at full time it finishes Bayern Munich 1, Atalanta 1. And it's even more frustrating though for this man Jan Sommer, who yet again was sensational and did not deserve to be beaten at the death. One issue we do seem to have though is this man Christopher Nkunku, only 5 goals and 4 assists in 14 appearances, and whilst generally you would say that's a pretty decent return, but for a striker of his capability and his performances last season, and you add to the fact that this man Sadio Mane has got 15 goals in 16 appearances so far this season, we have to question what is going on with Christopher Nkunku in Season 2. However, there can be no question marks over the performances of this man, Adrian DG. 3 wins in 3 games in October means he is crowned Manager of the Month yet again, and he's proving that the Bayern Munich board were correct not to sack him at the end of last season. And as we fast forward to the midway point of the season, things are continuing to look good in the Bundesliga. We remain unbeaten, 15 wins, 2 draws, and now 47 points to our name, 8 clear of Leipzig in second place. And our unbeaten run continues in the Champions League as we top our group, with Atalanta also qualifying in second place. But in spite of that, we still have a big task as we are met with AC Milan in the round of 16. And in even better news, Leon Goretzka is back from his injury to mean that he will hopefully take his rightful place in the heart of our midfield for the second half of the season. And with us heading into the January transfer window, fighting on all fronts, and £72 million still left in the transfer budget, I think this squad could do with just one more big money signing to take us over the line and to secure that much desired treble. And with Dortmund up next in the Bundesliga, there can be no better way to kick off episode 2 in season 2, as that is it for today's episode. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you again next time.